To build a parachute, you're gonna need some items. One, you need somebody that needs a parachute. Definitely, Anakin fits the bill. Two, you're gonna need some shroud material. The string we have here is a little thick, but we're gonna use it because we're gonna make a big chute, so it won't be too big. But you should use nylon thread or polyester thread. You're gonna need some tape. Regular cellophane tape works great. And you're gonna need some good scissors. Don't use junky scissors. All right, first things first, if you wanna build the big chute, you're gonna need a contractor's trash bag, yard waste bag, or similar type of plastic that's big enough to make a large canopy. You're gonna wanna open it all the way up. Once you have your bag completely opened up, you're gonna wanna cut straight down the bag so that it just becomes one big piece of plastic. Just like that. Now that you've opened up the bag, you're gonna wanna fold it in half. If you had the seam correct in the first place, it'll already be folded in half. So check on the other side to make sure you folded it in half. It's not folded in half. Yeah, pull that over to this. There you go. And then you're gonna wanna flatten it out really nice. Just pull on the edges and it should flatten out. Now you're gonna fold it in half the other way. So each fold adds another 2 shrouds to your final parachute. So right now, if we cut it to shape, we would have a 4 shroud chute. But we are gonna make a big chute. So now we're gonna fold it in half again, but we're gonna start with that corner, because that's gonna be the top of our chute. So remember, what's the top of your chute? Okay, to fold, you want to make sure you have the top of your chute, and you're gonna fold it into a triangle now. So make sure you keep hold of the top of your chute. When you're working with a really large piece, sometimes it's easy to cut off the excess before you do the next fold, and it makes it more manageable. So we haven't cut off anything that would have gone into the chute. We've only cut off the excess that wouldn't be in the chute. Okay, now you want to fold it again. Make sure you keep track of the top of the chute. The top is always a part of every fold. And now we just have one more fold to go. Making a really big one, you want to hold the top of your chute and gently press the air out before you make the last fold. And then the last fold is just hold the top of your chute and fold the edges back onto each other. Just like that. The final cut can be straight across the whole thing, and you'll make a really nice chute. All right, now let's see what our chute looks like. Whew, that's a big chute. Now, depending on how many folds you made, you're gonna cut shroud lines. And you're gonna cut half as many shroud lines as shrouds, because they're gonna connect from one side to the other. So for ours, we actually made 8 folds, but we're just gonna do a 12-fold chute, because a 12 shroud chute, because we cut ours kind of circular, it doesn't matter. So, all right, we're gonna make 6 equal length pieces of this string. We made our shrouds, which will be double, more than double the diameter of your chute. So it needs to be at least 2 times plus a little bit more. And then we actually ran out of string, so we're gonna make an 8 shroud this time. But if you get a helper, all you have to do is just start out with the length you want, and then they throw the string back to you, and you throw the string back to them, and everything's good. And then you cut each end, and you have, for our cases, we're gonna have our 4 strings, which will turn into 8 shrouds. For each connection point, you simply make a J with the string and put the sellotape across the string onto your chute. So the sellotape makes a lock with the string. If your number of shrouds is easily divided by 2, you can keep turning it 90 degrees and put a set of shrouds in, and then you're going to turn it 45 or 30 or whatever. But it's easy to do opposing shrouds that make a cross each time, and that way you don't ever get them mixed up much. Now that you have all of your lines done, we're going to bring them all together and make sure we have equal length shrouds. Be careful when you bring all the string together that you don't make a mess. Collect up all the points of the parachute where your shrouds touch, and then straighten the string out so that you've got all equal length shrouds until you get to a point far down your loops, and then you can just tie it off there. Now all your shrouds are going to be exactly the same length. Give it a pull. And try your chute out now and see what it looks like. That's a pretty big chute.
I shouldn't have done it. It's not the Jedi way. You underestimate my power. I do not fear the dark side. If you're not with me, then you're my enemy.
That's the best one. Once you've got all your shroud work done, you want to fold your parachute in half and lay it on a table, and we're going to show you how to pack the chute. The biggest point about packing a chute is not to pack it tightly. Everything should be loose. You don't even have to squeeze the air out. And you're going to fold it over again so it's quartered, and then you're going to pull your shroud lines out like that. And then you're going to fold it over again, and just keep folding it over really lightly. We don't want it to be folded tight. And then when you get to a point where you've folded it about to as many shrouds or a little bit further, keep going. Maybe one more on this one. Then we're just going to really lightly roll it up from the center tip of your parachute. Or you can just fold it in sections too, but not tightly. We want this to be super loose. So the whole key point in making it go is that the looser it is, the faster it'll open. And because we don't have these things way, way up in the air, we want them to open pretty fast. And then you're going to just loosely wrap your shroud lines around your chute. And that's kind of the delay in opening. If you're trying to recover sensitive pilots or people or stuff you want to save, you might consider putting a shock cord on, in case to lessen the G's when the parachute's open. If you make a chute this big and with a package this heavy, it's gonna be a little tricky to throw it to get it to open. But you guys can make vehicles or water rockets or anything that would lift this way high enough to have the chute completely open. So there you go. How to make any size chute you want. Just need the right amount of plastic, some string, and some tape. And hope you guys make some fantastic ones. Anakin says,
I do not fear the dark side.
don't fear the dark side.